What's good, everybody? This is Cheno from NYC, and today we're going to talk about a dumpster fire. And that dumpster fire is TMZ, so let's get right into it. So recent reports have come out regarding workplace culture within TMZ, and are we surprised? Like, really? Like, they make their money off of gathering gossip about celebrities. They make their money off of harassing celebrities. So can we be surprised that their workplace ethics are not great? Regardless, it's wrong. People don't deserve to be treated like garbage. These are people trying to make a living in expensive Los Angeles. Given what we've seen with Ellen DeGeneres and her smelly little show, I am not surprised, but let's get into it. So based on a couple of articles, TMZ is a breeding ground for all kinds of abuse. I'm talking racism, sexism, misogyny, all kinds of stuff. Have discussed black women being mistaken for other black women and them kind of like thinking it's funny. Other stories, it's just beyond me. We're talking inappropriate energy from men, and I say that to be clean, do the clean version, but we're reading, dudes are sitting here watching adult films at work on their computer screens, showing their coworkers who tend to be women. Why are we doing that? It's not appropriate. Apparently Harvey Levin, who's like the head of TMZ, he's like the guy who you always see associated with it. According to former employees, he was out here calling people the R word, calling them morons, and apparently made a comment like, talking to you guys is like talking to a room full of special ed kids, and my dog takes better direction than you. Other reports say that other TMZ executives refer to them as an effing R word, an effing POS, and an effing dummy. I don't know about you, but I know I did not wake up, come all the way over here to be called out of my name. And then the thing that's beyond me is like, so am I supposed to still work under these? Like, is that normal to you? Am I supposed to just be okay with this? Did someone do this to you? Is this a cry for help? What if I did this to you? Would you be okay with it? I don't think so. Of course, we're going to HR. HR is pretending nothing's happening. I don't think this is just an issue with TMZ. I think it's an issue with many places, corporations, regular companies. Why is it so hard for people to just do your freaking work and go home? I mean, part of it's probably like a power thing. Just because you feel like you have a certain amount of power, you want to push it and see how much you can do. I mean, if you know that there's no likelihood of you experiencing any consequences or repercussions, why not? More stories are coming to light as time goes on. But most people are speaking out anonymously because they're trying to watch their backs. Because for some strange reason, people can do you wrong, you speak up for yourself, and somehow you're the problem. Somehow you're blacklisted. That makes no sense to me. It's beyond me. Beyond the fact that they're really horrible and have horrible ethics and, workplace practices, TMZ is a landfill for many reasons. And if you forgot, let's get into those reasons. So for one, they tend to be very invasive towards celebrities. And before you say whether celebrities, I don't care. Originally, I was going to say that celebrities may have asked for fame, but that's not really the case. Most celebrities are just trying to do what they enjoy. Whether you're an athlete, you might love playing basketball. You might love playing football, soccer, tennis. If you're an entertainer, you just like to sing, act, dance, paint, I don't know. Regardless of where you stand on the issue, if you do think that people ask for fame and they have to just deal with it, nobody wants to be harassed. Now, one of the reasons why TMZ is able to report the way that they do, I don't know, so we won't say allegedly, but it has to be because they have connections with law enforcement. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. The least they can do is take the high road, but capitalism is bae to these people. Clicks are important. Money, revenue, all of that's important. There's no place for ethics and morals in this area. So let's get into a brief list I compiled. Number one of the most recent and egregiously disgusting reports has got to be the way that they thought it was okay to report on the helicopter crash earlier this year that claimed the life of Kobe Bryant and 8 others. As soon as I found out, I had to Google it to make sure, because I was in shock. And literally only TMZ was reporting it. This is back in January, of course. Nobody else was reporting this. I even went on his Wikipedia and it wasn't even updated yet. Worst of all, and I'm hoping this is incorrect, I'm hoping I'm wrong about this, but allegedly, they're saying that the police didn't inform his family. They found out through TMZ, because once TMZ gets something and puts something out, then all the other blogs fall into place and start picking up the story, The idea that his family, because it already is tragic. They lost a sister, a daughter, a husband, a father, all that, brother, uncle. Besides the fact that that's already just beyond normal pain, to find out through TMZ, are you kidding me? But what can we expect, right? Even if the families already knew, the police department didn't even report this in a press conference until later on in the day. We saw this happen also with Michael Jackson. In 2009, TMZ reported that he passed away before the coroner's office did. How? How could that even happen? Conspiracy. In the same year, if you recall, the situation between Chris Brown and Rihanna where he assaulted her, TMZ was one of the first outlets to plaster images of her all over the internet. These pictures were pretty brutal to look at, just because it's not because, oh, she's Rihanna, she doesn't deserve, like, nobody deserves to be hurt in that way. And to see pictures of her at one of the most vulnerable times in her life be like put on a gossip site like that, it's just so distasteful. When I looked it up to do a little bit of research for this video, and I found that 1 or 2 years later, they posted clearer pictures as if we deserve to see that 1 and 2, the original pictures weren't enough. It's just disgusting. In 2017, we lost Chester Bennington, which honestly, that feels like, I can't believe it's been 3 years. The following year, we lost Avicii. Both musicians took their own lives, unfortunately. Now, I don't know what kind of goofy juice they drink at TMZ, but they sat there. They included the way, the details, the method that these men took their lives. This is already a sensitive topic. Their families will have to mourn for the rest of their days. Fans will miss these people forever. And you gonna sit here and put this trash out? Are you serious? We didn't ask for that. Nobody was thinking, I wonder how they did it. And if you were, I mean, that's a little weird. But that's you. We're talking about TMZ, which is supposed to be, I mean, I think it will be a joke to consider them like a bunch of journalists, but you know. Another thing I was gonna say was, besides the Kobe Bryant story, if any of these other stories came out within the last 2 to 3 years, TMZ would have been ripped to shreds, particularly around Rihanna and her situation. I kind of feel like the way that our society collectively responds to certain issues has changed, like it's evolved. We do still have a long way to go though, of course, especially when it comes to abuse and talking about, you know, mental illness, mental health, because I just can't imagine people letting like the Rihanna story rock the way it did. But then when we consider, you know, what I just mentioned with Avicii and Chester Bennington, it's like, well, that was just 2 and 3 years ago, you know? Another thing, which I think most people are kind of realizing was really wild, you know, Britney Spears back in like 07, 08, when she had like a very, very public breakdown. You remember she shaved her head, was running around with umbrellas and all that. TMZ was there to capture it all, of course. Now that mental health is more in the forefront, it's talked about a lot, I don't think that people would have been as dismissive and jokey when it comes to that. You know, she was a punchline for years. I think we underestimate the role that these kinds of media platforms play in the lives of celebrities. You know, I love, you know, my faves, but I only want as much access to them as they want to give to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Nicki Minaj. I'm a barb, low-key, okay? I don't want to see, when she has her baby, I don't want to see a picture of her baby before she's ready. You know, it just takes away, sometimes it just takes away the choice for celebrities. I won't go as far to say that they probably feel like they live in a prison, because I'm not fond of that comparison, because unless you really are incarcerated, then let's not do that. But I do think that they might feel trapped. Now, I'm not saying to sit here and just feel bad for celebrities, but it's not a way to live. You love your art, you love to be an athlete, whatever, you should just be able to do that. You shouldn't be chased by a TMZ intern who's stressed because their boss is cursing them out every 5 minutes and they want to get a picture of you, you know? Now, TMZ reps have denied the allegations of, you know, workplace toxicity, but that's expected. Like, did we really think they would be like, yes, we abuse our employees, like, it's so fun, turn up? Like, no, they're not gonna do that. The energy that seems to circulate in the office, it feels kind of evident in their reporting. I feel like the way that they report on certain topics also reflects their general disrespect and lack of morals, particularly in regards to women. I'm curious to know what you guys think about TMZ. Do you want to see it be done away with? I feel like we don't even really consume TMZ. We have so many little Instagram blogs now. I don't think, let me see what TMZ has to say. It's just, I'm good on that. Before I end, I kind of want to touch on Ellen DeGeneres. You know, we're kind of like a few weeks / a month or two removed from the initial firestorm of Ellen DeGeneres' show Accusations. I'm gonna say Accusations just to be quote unquote fair, but I'm like certain that all those things happened. I pretty much second everything that all other commentators have said about Ellen DeGeneres and just her show and the way she treats her guests and things like that. I believe that Ellen recently shared that she'll be addressing everything quite soon on her show. I thought that show was getting canceled. I thought she was going to get replaced. So I'm a little confused. I feel like what could happen is that she might admit to some things and then maybe step down and just want to do it on her own terms. Not likely, but I'm just going to throw it out there. In general, I'm just really sick and tired of these places pretending to be so, you know, open-armed and kind and just we accept everyone and then treat people with such disrespect. Like, I just don't get it. So are you saying that like your disrespect is equal opportunity? Like, you got abuse for everybody? Like, is that what you're saying? Because putting on a special pin or sticker and saying that you support this group, but you can't treat me with an ounce of decency, I don't know what that's supposed to do for me. For all the celebrities who thought, let me jump to Ellen DeGeneres' defense, not sure what that was. I guess it goes to show how out of touch they are. They could have kept that. They could have sent her a DM, could have sent her a fruit basket or something and said, keep your head up. Like, we didn't need to see that. Who are you trying to prove this to? The people who just lost their jobs because she just decided to fire people randomly in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a recession? Okay. These are the same places that are calling for change in general, but I don't know if they realize that change might also include you, and it also might require you to step down and step away. And these people are not about to do that. So how committed to change are you really? Anyway, I just wanted to add that little Ellen DeGeneres part on the end because I kind of felt like it was related just in terms of the trashiness that exists in both TMZ and on the Ellen show set. Do you have any thoughts on the Ellen situation, TMZ, all that? I look forward to read about it, to hear it. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.